This is Podcast Bootcamp, Volume 1, 1107 for identification, the initial. Helping listeners manage their digital footprint each Friday. Getting your letter to the editor published. I'm going to discuss a few strategies for getting your letter published in the newspaper, and write often is probably not one of them. Unlike a blog, you're probably not a good enough writer to carry it off, because if you were, you'd probably be being paid to write and wouldn't have time for such correspondence. The editor of the newspaper is not your friend. He's in business. The one thing you don't need in your letter is camaraderie. There's really no magic bullet save one. Write well as in express yourself. And like comedy, the best letters are brief, but cover the subject. Rule 1, say something the newspaper wants said, and say it briefly. The Tennessean recommends 260 words or one page, 1.5 lines per inch. I'm an Apple user. I create in Pages. When submitting to the newspaper, I export to MS Word so it can be redacted for space or grammar. I used to use Adobe PDF, which is convenient for me but adds extra work on the other end. Rule 2, treat your reader well. Make his job easier. After you've written your tome, go back and create a grabber or headline. Rule 3, create a headline that will get your letter read. It's also another way to make the editor's job easier because it's something he has to do anyway. Will these strategies guarantee success? Probably not, but if you write well, grab the reader's attention, and say something the newspaper thinks needs saying, you've got a good chance. Remember, the larger the circulation of the paper, the keener the competition. If you would like to make a comment and or suggestion or nominate a new app, we'd like to hear from you. Call 800-228-2717, that's 800-228-2717, or by U.S. snail to Bridgemaven, Post Office Box 210111, 37221, Nashville, Tennessee. This has been the initial Podcast Bootcamp, Volume 1, 1107 for identification.